But let's talk about Joe Biden. Let's talk about Joe Biden. Because, he's such a mess. That man is a mess. And I'm going to go right to his words. I want to go to the words of Joe Biden directly. Because I think it's important that we hear what he has to say. Here it comes.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Mm-hmm. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids.
Okay, let me stop that right there. It took 12 seconds. And I'm going to play this again. I'm going to go back and I'm going to play this again from the beginning. Because I want you to hear exactly what he said there. It's very important.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. No, I really mean it, but think how we think about it. We think, no, we're going to dumb it down.
Okay, stop right there. So let's really understand what he's talking about. Joe Biden just made a racial statement. A statement as racist as any one of the others that Democrats claim are coming out of the Trump administration and anyone who disagrees with them. Claims that would destroy any other candidate and any other politician. He just equated being poor with being a person of color. And he did that very clearly when he said, poor people are just as bright as white people. And then he stopped. And then he caught himself and realized, because he's a polished politician, he's been doing politics for over 30 years. He suddenly realized, wait a minute, that didn't sound right. That's not going to go well. I've got to cover that up. Then he throws in there black kids and Asian kids, and he's throwing in things to try and cover that he just said poor people are people of color, which is stupid. That is just outright stupid. There is a black middle class. There is a Hispanic middle class. There is an Asian middle class, and all of them have an upper class as well. And people do well. There are black doctors. There are black lawyers. There are black everything. And Hispanic as well. Business owners, many of them. And many of them do very, very well, thank you very much. Many of them are carpenters and plumbers and electricians, make very good livings. Nothing wrong with that. Brokers, you name it. But somehow, Joe Biden equates being poor with being black. And I can't blame him, because that's what the culture, that's what the media believes. Whenever you are seeing something on CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, all of the media channels, whenever they're equating something about poverty, they're showing you people who are black. You see jobless claims go up. They're going to show you a line somewhere in America, and most of the people there are going to be black. Happens every time. But what is that racist? Well, yeah, the way he said it, yes, it is. Because he's making a direct correlation to someone's ability to earn and have wealth by their color of their skin. And he's the front runner of the Democratic Party. And this isn't the first time he's made statements like this. You ever look up, and please search this yourself, look at what he had to say about 7-Elevens and taxi drivers and their ethnicity. Race and someone's social status and their economic status, for Joe Biden, they're very much intertwined. This is the moderate voice of the Democratic Party. A voice that believes that race is intrinsically connected to someone's social status and their economic status. And this is what the Democrats say is one of the leading voices of America. This is what they believe should be in office, that they elected in office in the first place. Really? And I don't get that. And it's not like he just said that. And it's not just that he's pitching this idea. Look who he's pitching the idea to. I want you to see this. I mean, really, pay attention to the details here, folks, because it's important. Who's in the background of when he's speaking? He's speaking to the Asian and Latino Coalition, PAC. You remember who's upset about PACs? Democrats. They want to get rid of the PACs. Remember, they said that there shouldn't be PACs, that they don't want PAC money in races. He's talking to a PAC. He's there trying to get money from a PAC. So, political action group, by the way. PAC means political action group, which Democrats oppose, except when they give them money. So he's over there trying to get money from an organization that Democrats say shouldn't exist. And then he's telling that organization, which are Asians and Latinos, that black people are poor, that people of color are poor, and that they're as good as anyone else. And you know what? It's one of those statements that I always get upset about because it's inherently racist. If I am equal to you, then you don't need to tell me I'm as good as. I'm as smart as, well, you speak white. Speak English. If I speak English, I speak English. Whether you're white, black, Hispanic, Asian, anything else under the sun, guess what? There's no race connected to that. There is no component that requires you to look at my skin tone to say, I can speak English well. That's my native language. Of course, I should be able to speak English well. Many people don't. White, black, Hispanic, Asian, doesn't really matter. They don't. But that's not the thing we should be taking away. We should be taking away the thought that why is he and the Democratic Party connecting race? Because they want something. They want people to be impoverished. They want them to believe that their lives are impoverished. Even if you're doing well, the message is you could have been doing better if you were white. Therefore, you should vote for me so that I can make your life better. That is the message behind all of this. You could be better off if you were white. Since you're not, I know that. I'm going to help you because you are intrinsically incapable of doing that yourself. This is the Tarzan example. You know, here comes the white savior to help those poor people who can't help themselves, those impoverished people who can't help themselves, those dumb brutes who can't help themselves, which would be people of color. Whether you're Asian, Latino, black, doesn't matter. Why do people let this happen? Why do we not all stand up and say, that's stupid? And you know what? Get out of politics. Because you can't understand that race has nothing to do with economic or social status. More importantly, you don't deserve to gain votes using that as a crutch to keep you going. That emotional, I don't have the word for it, cheapness, insult, should just has no place. Has no place in America. Whether you're a Republican, a conservative, libertarian, a Democrat, if you're a progressive, that has no place in America. Stop saying those things. But that's not the way it works. Not in the world of Democrats and politics, not in the world of progressives. No. They believe that is the best. And by the way, if you think that I tampered with that in any way, that's from Time. That's from Time Magazine. So if you think Time Magazine is altering the video, that's on you. I didn't alter it. But I wanted you to hear his words in context. He said that and then tried to cover it up. Because, oops, he told you the truth. That Democratic policies are based on the idea that because of your skin color, you are not capable of being able to do things. And you need these politicians to make up for it, that they will make your life better because you cannot. That is the core thought. And let's look at what else he had to say. And this is while he was out campaigning. And we have in Iowa. And this is from C-SPAN, in case you think that I might be somehow chopping it up. You can see it this is from the Iowa State Fair, Joe Biden speaking this weekend.
Period. That's not hyperbole. We have never failed when we're together. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get up. Everybody knows who Donald Trump is.
Oops,
Even his supporters know who he is.
Wait a minute. I want it from the beginning. Let's skip this
Period.
part.
That's not hyperbole. We
What?
have never,
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
never failed when we're together. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get up. Everybody knows who Donald Trump is.
Come on. Keep going.
Even his supporters know who he is. We got to let them know who we are. We choose unity over division. We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts.
Stop. Let me play that again because that's really, really important there. Let's play that again. Go ahead, play.
We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts.
Stop. Where have you heard that before? They choose truth over facts. Actually, let me let play all the way out so that you can hear the rest of it because I think it's important. Go ahead.
And so, folks,
Oh, hold on.
period. That's not hyperbole. We have never failed when we're together. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get up. Everybody knows who Donald Trump is, even his supporters.
Come on. All right. Well, it's having a problem with the playback. But I mean, you heard his own words. Truth over facts. That's what he believes in. Truth over facts. Science over fiction. Yeah, sounds good. Truth over facts. Excuse me, what? What are you talking about? Have you been listening to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez too much? Because she was the champion of the idea that she wants to be morally right rather than truth or facts or details. Let's think about that for a second. What is this party? This is the Democratic Party? This is the guy, I keep doing that. This is the guy who's leading the Democratic Party, that he is the moderate voice of the Democratic Party. Does that sound like a moderate to you? Someone who says that the truth doesn't matter, facts, that they want to go with facts over truth. What is that supposed to even mean? That is the most ignorant statement I've ever heard. It goes right along with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Makes no sense whatsoever. And you have to wonder, they're saying something that makes no sense. What are they really trying to get at? What is the point they're really trying to make? What are they really trying to get out to you? That they don't care about the truth. They don't care about facts. They care about emotions. They care about emotions so much that they will use the emotions to get what they want, whether it costs you or not. They're playing with the words. And they're playing with the words to get an emotional reaction. You're poor, you're just as good as a white person. Directly talking to people of color. And hiding the fact that, hey, you're not good enough to do this on your own. You're not good enough to do this in your own life. So I'll take care of it for you. And you don't have to worry about this is true or not. You don't have to worry about the facts or not because I have the emotion. And just worry about the emotion. I'll take care of the facts because you're not good enough. I mean, that's the message between the two things. When you understand it, put it together. He's saying truth, facts, they don't matter. All that matters is that you feel like I am the person. This is Joe Biden speaking. I'm paraphrasing a thought from him. That, all you have to think is that Joe Biden is the answer to your problems, that the Democratic Party is the answer to your problems because you are incapable of handling those problems yourself. And so you just need to give them your life, give them your rights, give them your power as an American citizen, and they will take care of you because you can't do it yourself. And you don't have to think about it. You don't need to know the facts. You don't need to know the details. All you have to have is the emotion. And that's why they can get away with doing things like when they spoke about, is it racist to talk about Baltimore? Remember, I did that article. You can see it over at the Voss Political Commentary. And that was, about Elijah Cummings. And it was racist to talk about Baltimore and mention that Baltimore is one of the most crime-ridden, violent places in the United States, as is Chicago, as is Detroit. It's like saying that, well, San Francisco is one of the filthiest places in the United States because of all the human feces that are littering the entire place. Is that racist? Does that mean that white people are suddenly bad? No, because guess what? White people and black people and people of all colors are in San Francisco. Anyone who would say it's because all the people are white in San Francisco would be labeled a racist, as they should. But to say that it's filled with human feces, period, stop, that's a factual statement. If I say that there's crime in Baltimore, if there's corruption in Baltimore, these are factual statements. But remember the moderate view of the Democratic Party, as proposed by Joe Biden, is that you are too stupid to understand this. You are incapable of being able to correct this. Give your power to the Democratic Party. People like Elijah Cummings. People like Elijah Cummings, who lives a very good life, and yet his district is impoverished, and ridden with crime. And then you have, the supporters of the Democratic Party. We have people like Bette Midler, who is so focused on race that she's talking about the big issue, background. Ooh, there are black people who aren't doing what she would like them to do. And so she's very upset about that. Should we really be focused on that? No, not at all. No. Because black people can't possibly do that unless they are being paid. Yeah, because black people, again, it goes back to the main theme of the Democratic Party. Black people, people of color, they can't have independent thoughts because they can't do things on their own. They need the Democratic Party, and in particular the elites of the Democratic Party, to make decisions for them because they're not capable. You see that in Bette Midler. You see that in Joe Biden. You hear that in Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. You hear this as a theme of the Democratic Party, no matter how radical or not. And I'm not talking about the people, not rank and file Democrats. This is their leadership. I don't know. Maybe people think I'm wrong. Maybe you think I'm out of my mind. Maybe you think I've missed it, that I'm just not understanding this issue. I truly think I am understanding it quite well. But maybe not everyone agrees with that. That's fine. You don't have to. But I am pointing it out because I think it's important. Now, my throat's a little dry, and it's been a little while since I've gone this long on an idea. So I'm going to take a quick break, and we're going to come right back. And then I'm going to go into another big issue, because I want you to think about this over the break. The Democratic Party is saying, if you're a person of color, you are not capable of being able to lift up yourself, to lift up your life and your status in life without giving everything to the Democratic Party. Really think about that. Bette Midler. Listen to all the Democrats. Bette Midler, you listen to all of the 2020 Democrats. You can only be successful if you give them everything and deny everything about yourself. Beto O'Rourke is a fake Hispanic because being himself is not good enough. And he has success in the Democratic Party because of that. Elizabeth Warren can't be white. She has to be a Native American Indian because she can't have success for herself. She had to give over her power. She has to pretend to be something else. Democrats believe that the Democratic Party believes that if you claim to be one of 32 genders, they made up 30 genders so that you can give up and say, hey, Democratic Party, I want to be a cat. Here's my power. Go support me. Go out there and defend me. This is a terrifying thought for America, but I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to come back because I want to talk about the Pan Am Games, and I'll be right back in just a second.